All right. Hey, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to the Headcanon improv comedy No One Knows What in the World is Going On panel. So I've collected together a bunch of people from the fanfic community, and none of them probably know what's going on either, so that's going to be half the fun. The main premise of this is it's a little bit Whose Line Is It Anyway, a little bit epic rap battles of history, maybe with or without the rap, depending on how skilled our contestants feel like they want to be today. And just a little bit of WWE type yelling from the audience. So I am throttling up the audience stream so you guys can post a lot faster. I will throttle that down occasionally when we go into some voting modes. Basically what's going to happen here is I'm going to be prompting some basic fanfic questions around headcanon. So like asking ridiculous things or just asking people to make up theories on the fly. Some of it will hopefully be funny. Hopefully most of it will be entertaining. What you guys in the audience can do is you can definitely, when we're in between bits, you can certainly shout out ideas. We will try and skim them. So we're not going to be able to get to all of them. We're just going to grab what looks funny. It's like when they shout out stuff at an improv show. So if people are really strongly, speaking of my contestants, if people really strongly have a feeling about an idea that's perfect for this, wave, let me know, yell, whatever, be loud. A couple of you don't have cameras, so I can't see like me, right? I can't see that always. So just let me know. And we're going to go head to head. So we'll usually pick two people. They'll give their competing theories, and we'll let the audience vote with reactions. So I will throttle the chat slower, put up a thing, and there'll be two reactions to see who wins that epic rap battle of headcanon. So that's the general premise of this. It's worked really fun in a room where we got a cheering audience. Just pretend everyone is yelling and cheering and throwing things at you the whole time. It works better that way for the realistic immersion.
So real life.
That's for doing this online. So yeah. Bear with us if it doesn't run as smoothly as we'd hoped. All right. You in the audience start thinking of some random things, but I'm going to start us off with our first few. There was some mention in previous panels, but also we all saw it on Twitter, or at least some of us did. People kept asking the show writers, especially Big Jim, who ran the show, right? If Discord was Grogar the whole time, where's the real Grogar? Like, what's he up to these days? So, what do you think, if that wasn't the ultimate evil, there's still an evil Grogar out there that's not Discord. What's he been up to? What's that going to look like?
I got an idea.
Shout it out. Everyone's got to be pretty loud with this. Pretend the audience is screaming.
Have you ever seen Adventure Time, that episode where they meet Billy the giant, the hero, and he's just kind of retired? I think that's what Grogar's up to. He kind of got tired of being the whole, once Gusty beat him, he just kind of realized it wasn't worth it because the ponies are just going to rainbow him into a statue or something anyway. So, he's catching up on magazines. He's getting a stamp collection. He's got a bonsai tree. He's got a lot of bonsai tree now. It's been over 1,000 years for him to just curate these stupid bonsai trees. And, he just kind of got old and lame and forgot about being this awesome overlord. And,
and he goes by the name Billy now, too, because, we named the goat Billy.
Celestia and Luna show up to their retirement home, and he's just sitting there in a Hawaiian patterned shirt, flip-flops, kicked up.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
No, I think
that retired hero. You got an idea that's other? Yeah, what's your idea?
I believe that he is currently lurking in limbo, biding his time, studying how the various villains have failed, and that when Cozy Glow sucked up all of the magic in Equestria, Grogar used that moment to escape in his prison, and now he's slowly studying how to break these friends. So he's now currently giving them the time to grow apart. Grow old and find ways to break them up. But of course, he's going to fail because, friendship is magic and we have one more movie to do.
He also could just be in the middle of a copyright violation lawsuit against Discord.
All right. So you guys heard it. I'm posting in the chat. Let's do hearts for Billy the Giant Retired Goat, and thumbs up for Limbo Biting His Time. So I'm posting a message. You guys react to it. Let's see what we got here. Wish we had this on the screen, but let's see. So,
Lord of the copyright strike. Oh my gosh.
heart for the goat, thumbs up for Limbo.
We
Guys, do you know down
didn't
that?
theorize that he went back in time and kicked Lauren Faust off the show in season 2.
Maybe, maybe Discord
We
is
got one for
Grogar.
Limbo. And the rest of you that aren't, when you're done voting, be thinking of other suggestions for our panelists. Ooh, it's a close race. 6 and 6, 8 and 6, 9, 10, 10, 7, 7, 8. Do I hear 10, 10 and 10? Do I hear an 11? I got an 11 for hearts. Okay, we're going to do 10 more seconds of voting. 11, 11. Oh my God, this is like
Nail biting.
12, 12. We've turned into the planet of the beige. This is perfectly normal. The perfectly balanced gray planet video on YouTube. Perfectly up, down, vote balanced.
Gotta be honest, this is a lot better than the last time I stayed up late drinking and watching election results come in.
It's a more fun election. I'd vote for
Yeah,
Billy.
this one's way lower stakes.
True.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Oh, Billy the giant retired goat sneaks in 20-19. Congratulations to Rocket Raccoon.
Remember,
Hey.
everything's made up and the points don't
I
matter.
thought Billy the Goat was Hearts.
Oh, was it? Oh my
Yeah.
God! I switched. You're right. I'm sorry.
No
They
worries.
switched places. They got there first.
Yeah, I'm honest.
I think we just have to go with
just call me
both at
Steve
this point.
Harvey. Just call me Steve Harvey here. I announced the wrong winner.
That's fine.
Hey, if the Oscars can do it, I can do it, right?
And a surprise upset, the winning headcanon is the film Moonlight.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say, yeah, Moonlight, Steve Harvey. Miss America is. All right, let me throttle the channel back down. All right, we need a suggestion for the next for the next thing. Give us something. Audience, what do you think is a question or mystery in NLP canon that needs to be filled by our team of, shall we say, experienced authors? Nah.
All
A
right.
mystery. Okay.
I came out to have a good time, but I'm feeling so attacked right now.
I think after BronyCon, we could just say we have the officially voted best writer ever and 6 other people.
It's true. That's true.
Well, in that case, I would say, why is Rarity not an alicorn? Like, why isn't this the Rarity show? That's the real mystery. In the Rarity.
Because I'm running the panel, not you. That's why.
Can't believe this.
Outrage.
Oh, okay.
Where's the
You know
other
what?
Sunset Shimmer?
All right,
What's
we'll
that
do
one?
one slightly related one. I see a question. I see some Sunset Shimmer ones.
Mhm.
Where's the other Sunset Shimmer?
I got one for
All
you.
right. You were very quick on that finger. Go, Nirvanas.
She has made her way to Equestria, and she is currently, much like her counterpart, who in the human world, dating Equestria's Twilight Sparkle.
Yeah, but she can't. That's Rarity. Can't
I'm
be-
sorry, Mono. I'm sorry.
That's not even a mono thing. That's basically canon after the clip show came out.
I still haven't seen that. I'll need to.
How about,
Canon, clip shows, who knows? All right. So we got one for, Freaky Friday dating simulations.
I mean, this is an old fic theory, but I'm always of the opinion that it was just literally Sunburst.
oh, that's interesting.
That's actually really.
There can be some debate about how exactly that came forward. There can be a lot of different readings of that, but I've always liked that one.
Yeah, I went for silly. You went for interesting.
We got to switch back and forth. I'll loop back around to silly at some point.
I mean, in the words of M.A. Larson, how about this? She's dead.
All right. To keep
Oh
this
my
simpler,
God, no.
to keep this simpler for the voting so I don't get confused, number 1 is for the first option as I write them. Number 2 is for the second option I've written it. And hopefully I can't dyslexia that up too bad. So here we go. Nyronis is dating Equestria's Twilight versus she's just literally sunburst. React. And let's vote.
Just to let everyone know, I will be taking this result personally.
Why is there a skull?
Because
No, everyone's just voting for her being
I think,
dead.
I think those are
can't count
vetoes.
to 1.
No, those are people voting for her being dead.
We have rebellion.
There's rebellion amongst the plebes.
Oh, God.
Let me retreat to my high castle. Sir, the peasants are revolting. I know, I do wish they'd bathe more often.
Hey, throw them some cake.
That is more popular than dating Equestria's Twilight.
Well, we've got 23 votes for an actual number 2, and then we've got a
There's
ton
the
of
number
things
1.
voted
It got
up to the
interesting.
number of 2.
I believe that's a Polish
Oh my
flag as
God.
well. She could be in Poland.
Yeah, she
In
could be in
Poland?
Poland. You know what? I'll vote for Poland.
Yeah.
Second for Poland. Why not? What am I supposed to vote to? I don't know.
Well, it
Probably
looks like
because-
it looks like the number 2 is running away with the vote, although Death is running a close second. And then we've got
Poland's
Twilight
catching up.
coming around the
Poland's in
upper
second
bid.
now.
And then coming around the bid, we've got Rarity with 2 and 2 and 2 for Rarity, and then with 16 for Ramonia. And Poland takes the lead, and now number 2 is being afraid. Oh, 6 afraid of 7, 7, 8, 9,
Oh my
7, 8, 9. Actually, I think
I don't know if
Poland
you're
might
really
have
embarrassed if that actually isn't the Polish flag. I guess.
No,
Is it?
it's like Romania or something. I don't know which one that is. It says
Oh God, I have to
it
Google
says
this
flag
now.
PL, so it's either Poland or
Yeah, that's Poland.
Okay, good.
I was going to say it's Poland or it's like the South Pole.
Poland's known for 2 things: having a real cute-looking ball and definitely not getting rolled over in a
Come on,
couple
we
world
need
wars.
4 more votes for Poland, you guys. Come on. Go Poland.
All right. Well, I think technically Spam won. So this is the first election in American history that was won by third parties. So
And a shocking result.
I'll take it at this point.
all right, what's our next topic going to be? You know what? I'm going to throw one in here. Okay, I've wondered this for a while. Scootaloo. She's never yet really been flying. There's a ton of fanfics about it. What's your winning theories? Why does Scootaloo not fly, or will she ever fly?
Hey, have you all ever read Matilda?
She would be too good.
It's that.
Like literally, they nerfed her because she was just too
Yeah,
good.
the trade-off for not being able to fly is she does have psychic powers. They haven't really manifested that much, but it's kind of like one of those, once she becomes a teenager and there's some very stressful young adult fiction dramatic scene, then she'll blast people out of the way. And I haven't
I've got
sketched out 9 books of this or anything.
So I got Mono and Aquaman with the tag team there saying she's basically got psychic carry powers, so it's compensation. Okay.
I got one. She's just too stupid.
Oh.
Ah.
Oh.
I'm not going to engage with that, but I do want to unpack in a horse version of Carrie. What do they dump on her? Because they're not going to have blood.
Well,
It's got to be chocolate syrup.
or hay ketchup.
Hey, cat. Yeah.
There you go.
I mean,
Hay burgers are a thing.
There's some sprinkles
No,
on
no, it's
air, and that's why she gets so annoyed.
Yeah, no, they start with the chocolate syrup, then the sprinkles, then the cherry.
I think
there's like several buckets lined up.
Not whether or not
This is
she
starting
has
to turn into Weather
powers, but
Factory.
What they dump on her head instead of
Oh, God.
throwing it into Carrie.
yeah.
I was gonna.
I was waiting for the tarred and feathered answer, but the chickens were left to the audience apparently.
I mean, I have a real answer for this that I've always used, but it's more funny to just be like, she's just stupid.
All right.
I
so
love the idea that her dad is
I
an
would
earth
actually-
pony, and that just explains it. That she's.
I would actually buy that like it's something like, yeah, she can fly, but no one ever told her she has to like pull the wings back up after she puts them down.
Yeah, I like
There's 2 parts to flying. First one, the wings have to go down, then they have to go back up. Then you do that a lot, and then you go up.
I'm now afraid of. I just asked Carrie versus stupidity. I'm now really curious what sort of what reactions I'm going to get. I'm not even hinting. At
Come on, did you not see that?
Getting Poland.
I imagine Poland Ball's still going to win everything.
Poland
but,
just wins.
Poland and 3.
What?
You could like give
So,
each of
I'm
us.
pretty sure at this rate. Here's the thing, though. I'm watching this, and it's convincing me that because I phrased it as Carrie versus stupidity, stupidity's winning. Obviously, I mean, come on.
That can apply to both
Our
situations.
audience can't count to 2, so you know.
Oh wait, we now have. Hey, wait, we now have one vote.
That's a
Oh wait, we have 2 votes for the French now.
Yeah, that's a good
Is that a
explanation.
baguette? What the hell
She's
is
not
that?
stupid. She doesn't have psychic powers. She's just French.
Oh no!
Le baguette.
Sorry, wrong.
Yes, it is.
We're going to
not a
cover
part of
all
this.
of Europe.
This is now
at the end of
7
this panel.
votes for bread.
Can't go wrong with
Teleporting
bread.
bread.
She just ate
It'd be
too many
9
carbs.
10 votes for the like a French baguette spin, it says.
Alrighty.
I'm really impressed by how quickly this descended into English.
I know.
We've been doing this for 10 minutes.
We've got World War II happening. We've got the French versus the Polish here, right? I mean, they already got blitzkrieged, I guess. So I guess they're now invading France.
Oh man, for those from optimal person.
Oh, we got Fuff. We've got Fuff. Fuff sign, everyone. Fuff sign.
Obligatory fuff.
Is that what that is?
Yep.
Oh.
Oh, fuck.
All right.
What's
We're gonna
fuff? I'm too millennial.
Yeah,
Or sorry, I'm too boomer.
Oh,
That's not even, that's a
just
specific
ask
PonyFest
around the
thing.
server afterwards. After the thing, just ask
Okay.
around. You might, if you go to the vendor stores, there might be. Anyway, yeah.
Anyway,
It's a mystery best left solved by yourself.
okay.
Oh no, a trick question got kicked from the chat. What?
Oh,
Rip.
I don't know what happened on that. That's something else happening. Anyway, so
Discord going Discord.
I'm going to interrupt for a brief second while our audience thinks of other good ideas for the next question, and let you guys do a few quick introductions of yourself. So, Raccoon, why don't you start? You're at least on the left on my screen. Just a quick intro.
I write stories. Some of them are horror stories. A lot of them are crack fix. I wrote a story that was on the front page last year of April 1st, in which Shaggy kills T-Rex. Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. He punches him so hard that he dies. And I also write Displaced into Nothing. And I'm the lead writer on Magic Continues, which will come out hopefully in the next month. I don't know. I'm not going to promise anything. Yeah, you're just putting me on the spot here.
All right, no worries. No, just a quick intro. We're just keeping it light and friendly. Just
Hello.
let you guys all have a chance to say hi. Aquaman, why don't you say hi? Let people know where and why they should pay any attention to you whatsoever.
You had to phrase it like that. Well, any reason that people should pay attention to me is based entirely on the past. So in the past, I wrote the screenplay that was performed for the Script Fest at last year's Everfree Northwest. Before that, I wrote Fix a variety of genres. Probably the earliest famous one was Harmony, which was a Bioshock crossover that I will never let JP Jaxie forget was the first one to come out, and therefore the better one. And then most recently, I did something real silly, which was try to run a bookstore at BronyCon, and we brought in somewhere between a ridiculous and an insane amount of money with that. It was a really huge success. Neuronus is in fact showing off his giant stack of horse books back there, which is actually really impressive. God, you bought a lot of them.
Yeah, some I did buy later, but yeah.
I don't know if that will ever happen again, but it was certainly a really cool thing to sign off.
It was a fantastic thing.
Yeah.
Yes, that was awesome.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for it.
All right. Let's see. We'll go back to a few introductions after another one. Let's do another round here. I saw a couple of questions about Blue Blood, I think I saw in here. Yeah. Somebody wanted to know, why is Blue Blood even allowed to live? Someone else was asking how he's related to the sisters. Let's tone it down just a little. This is a PG con, but why did Celestia and Luna put up with having an aristocracy that was so stuck up with himself for so long? Like, obviously he was still got to be fancy around the castle.
They wrote him off as a dependent.
Funny. Duh.
A tax write-off.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have
Who do they pay
460
taxes
nephews and nieces across Equestria.
Yeah, who do they pay taxes to, though? Like, what?
Yeah, they're the monarchy. They're technically the treasury, so they would be
princesses. Technically, the entire country is our dependents.
It's to keep them smart.
So I believe that Blue Blood was actually adopted when he was young and cute, and Celestia had no idea really what kind of a neglected brute he was going to grow into. I'd like to think that over time he grew out of it, or he turns into a ghoul. I don't know.
I'm still going with the thing.
That's what Grogar was doing.
Grogar is Blue Blood.
Teaming up with the most evil entity in Equestria, Blue Blood.
That
would have been the greatest, like, Sonic Saddam ending to the series of, like, we just see this one fade in or fade out shot of Blue Blood, and then the series is canceled forever.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's see. So we got tax write-off, and how would you sum up the opposing theory here?
Adopted.
Adopted, much like a tiger. When he's a cub, it's cute. and then later it tries to rip your arm off and gets you put in jail for trying to get someone else killed. But yeah,
more like adopting
discarded
a
exotic
male cat that you don't neuter.
So it's tax write-off versus Joe Exotic.
Oh my god.
All right.
Actually.
Because Celestia is making a big joke, I guess.
All right, here we go.
I think he just keeps him to make her laugh.
Yeah, the third option is a practical joke that got way out of hand.
I was going to be
I'm
my
still counting
pitch.
ones and twos for the audience. I'm still in theory, but we'll see what happens with tax write-off versus Joe Exotic. Let's see on that one.
God, imagining him as Joe Exotic is like.
While we wait on those,
Oh.
let's see what we got here. Mono, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm monochromatic. I'm mostly known for copious amounts of raritwire. And I usually like to write mostly about mental health stories and also shipping stories. And social class stories is also something I like to write about. And
Like Blue Blood?
like why Blue Blood is terrible in everything he's doing in his society in any way. So, and that's basically it.
And I know one of your most powerfully held headcanons is that Rarity is something of what you'd call a social climber.
Mono.
Do not get me started. I will I could talk about that for
I was
5
waiting
hours.
for you to come out of the side of your screen and then a few seconds later appear in mine somehow.
Hey, Mono.
Just go
Yes.
start a fight.
Imagine if Blue Blood was gay.
I mean,
What do you mean imagine?
Suddenly
Suddenly
his
gay?
behavior makes sense.
Actually,
Yeah, I'm like, what do you mean imagine if? Did you see that guy?
I know we never never
Way
actually
too
had
pretty.
him, come out in another episode where he actually spoke. So, beyond that, it's
but yeah, that's basically what I do, and I will defend Rarity with my life. That is
Righto.
essentially
All right.
it.
Let's check in with the scores here. We've got tax write-off versus Joe Exotic. I do see some tigers. Someone found the tiger icon. I guess a goose is an exotic pet too, because we got a goose. We have a lone straggler voting for the flag of the United States.
Classic pet is a Polish person.
14 people could count to one, so we got one, which also implies tax write-off because numbers and stuff.
all right.
But yeah, it looks like that's pretty close. Is Poland for Joe Exotic or tax write-off? Wait, those are the same thing.
I think the American flag is arguably a vote for both.
Well, there's only one of those, so. So I believe we have tax write-off, and then Poland tied with the Tigers for second place.
Oh my
So in a
God.
two-way race, we had three winners.
I've never been to Poland, so for all I know, I could go in the border and then I see a magical castle in the background and a bunch of ponies walking around. Like that could just be Equestria.
I feel so bad for Equestria.
Has anyone ever been to Poland?
Nope.
Have
I've
you
been
ever
to
seen Poland and
Slovenia, which is-
Equestria in the same room?
Oh my God.
I have a
Americans' ideas
Polish
are the same
friend.
place.
that's the next
How do you know he's
Met
Polish?
Yeah, you have a Polish friend, so
Anybody
he's
can buy that.
in on it. He's in on the conspiracy.
He might be. I'll have to bug him about it.
Just ask him that
At
question with
least-
zero context and expect him to get the inside joke.
Quick serious note here. For those watching the stream that aren't necessarily in the audience, we had some technical difficulties. The bot got really angry about the excited audience. So apparently didn't realize they were going to get annoyed at people spamming emotes. That was part of the fun. We wanted that. So guys in the audience, it's not your fault. We didn't realize that was going to happen. Hopefully, I think FizzBuzz got it fixed. It looks like I'm seeing a whole lot of, the screen is flowing now. So
Okay.
maybe we'll be back on here. So yeah. Every time we try and do something new, there's always technical difficulties.
Yeah, come on. The only
But
thing
yes, we
Discord
were
ever
attacked by
developed is by
Skynet, so just
a
so
dozen
everyone's
people
aware.
breaking it.
We're getting bigger Polish flags now. It's going to happen.
Nice.
All right, let's see.
Polish
All
fest.
right. Well, everyone's just happy that they can spam again now and saying hooray. So those aren't ideas. All right, audience, we need
I keep seeing
Right,
someone asking about Phyllis.
Phyllis. What about Phyllis?
Yeah, Phyllis the plant.
Yeah,
Hey,
no, I
whatever happened
know
to
the
her?
character,
Yeah.
but like
Phyllis the
Lord
plant.
Phyllis is not a question.
Phyllis the
Relationship with Starlight, top or bottom?
Oh,
Hey, Kay.
Ooh, come on. We're not working blue here. We're trying to not work blue. Let's just keep a little.
Is that
little lighter.
PG-13? I can actually back up. Is that PG-13?
We can tiptoe to the line, but let's not encourage everyone. Everyone wants to take that head. Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway. So.
All right. Let's see what we've got. All right. Well, you said Phyllis. You said you were seeing Phyllis. Let's see if we can come up with a Phyllis question. Yeah.
What happened to Phyllis? That was what they were asking. And I like that.
Phyllis was Grogar.
Dang it, Mono.
All right. What happened to Phyllis? That is the question.
I think that Phyllis. You go on. Go on.
No.
Oh, you said it all? Okay. I think that Phyllis ended up, when she was thrown out, ended up in their magical trash and has grown. And have you ever seen Little Shop of Horrors? I think
We're going that way.
Going there.
Oh my god.
That's where with Starlight as the head mayor, because she's megalomaniac still. She's lying about being reformed. She's still a megalomaniac, and that's where she puts the students that don't friendship right.
You just become a talking plant for all eternity. What was that plant called? Did it have a name?
Phyllis. No. Phyllis had a torrid relationship with Tom behind Boulder's back.
All right, we got a three-way fight here, folks. Let's see. We got Phyllis is Grogar, Phyllis is in the Little Shop of Horrors, and Phyllis and Tom forever. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, all you crazy spammers in our text channel, I'm going to post it so we watch it to go fly past. Here you go. Do as you will. It's a three-way, so technically 1, 2, and 3 would be great if I'm going to try and actually total these, but we'll do our best to interpret as best we can. There you go. All right. TMP, why don't you give us an introduction while we start pulling in those scores?
Sure. Well, hi, folks. I'm like a GMP here. I've been in the fanfic writing world here since, let's see, when did I join? 2013. Written, 27 stories-ish, mostly some romance and some drama. Ironically enough, my two best ones have been like comedies, which I thought I would be the worst at. So, hey, go figure on that. Yeah, I've just been here and having fun. So, yep.
Awesome. Thanks for that.
Sure.
All right, let's see how the scores are going. We've got, well, we have a Little Shop of Horrors full of emoji here.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
I've got something that looks like the lips from Rick and Morty characters. I've got more Fuff. We've definitely got Poland. Poland is pulling in pretty strong here. Like, I'm not seeing much other European representation. France is trying.
France always did try.
Polish Fest.
Yeah, that's like an evergreen thing right there. France tried.
I would like to submit as option number 4 the suggestion that Phyllis is actually Starlight's equivalent to Tyler Durden. I think that's a winner for me.
Click the dab if you agree.
Hanging out with introspective Gummy, just pondering the mysteries of the universe. I look deep into their heart. No.
Option 5, Trixie smoked Phyllis at some point, and it didn't work out as well as she was thinking it would.
Or maybe one of them turned in. Maybe it's right next to a very surprised sperm whale falling out of space that used to be a missile. There's an obscure reference for some of these people.
Tracker's Guide.
Yep. Oh, I know a lot of people in the channel are getting it. We'll see how many people in the audience are getting that. All right, let's try and see if we can get some scores. We have 14 for number 3, which technically was Phyllis and Tom forever. Poland takes a close second, and then lots of Fuff, and Germany's trying, but like in the World Cup, no. And the Canadians are slow to respond because of all the
you're going to start World War III, sir.
Hey,
let's not joke about that.
Flag in there, so they were trying first. All right, what do we got for next ideas here? Let's see.
Hey, this is Moff. So I did see in the chat someone posted, is Discord the like only one of his kind?
Is Discord alone?
Comics canonically he's not, but I don't know how canon the comics are in this regard.
I definitely think that Pinky's lineage has a like at one point in the lineage that resulted in Pinky, one of them had to be a Draconechus.
There's a fanfic of her
I think the
grandmother.
headcanon that I didn't come up with it, but several people have rolled with it, and I agree with them, is that Pinky's a unicorn with an ingrown horn. So instead of going out, it goes into her brain, and that's where all of that happens.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
Just
Well,
hidden in her mane.
I did see that in the very last episode, and I think I just talked over somebody. I'm sorry. In the very last episode, right? The only pony that could handle his unlike a chaos magic was like a Pinky. So that always was like, okay, maybe that means like a Pinky is like part like a Discord somehow.
Righto. Yeah. I like the idea of that Pinky's got a little Draconequus somewhere in her lineage. Pinky's ancestors, I'll put that as, I think.
I'm gonna throw out the idea that there are plenty other Draconequi, but the reason we don't see them is that Discord is Equestria because they kicked him out of the club. They don't invite him to the family reunions anymore. He's just that annoying.
Yeah. And I'm gonna throw in one for myself there. I honestly think there's plenty of other ones. They're called the Q Continuum, and they refuse to have anything to do with this jackass.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of. He got kicked out of the Continuum.
That's what he gets for bothering Janeway and Cisco.
There you go.
I see the chat suggests that he's in Poland. They're all in Poland.
They're all in Poland.
I think I know who's going to win this one. All right,
We're going to have to modify all of our questions or all of our answers to include in Poland.
Or other than Poland.
We're assuming at this point that Equestria is Poland, and Poland is Equestria.
Because if every answer has Poland in it, then
Sorry, I worded that poorly. Draconequi was the middle answer was trying to edit while people are typing. Pinky's ancestors versus the Draconequi. What was your thing?
Kicked him out.
They kicked him out.
Q.
Wild Card Others
And that became
full
the
reference. He got
continuum
fired
outcast.
from his old job because he messed up while directing air traffic and caused a
I
plane
think
crash.
Oh dear.
Yep, you deleted two.
I deleted the middle one. Yes.
Remember there was John Delancey in Breaking Bad? Also, that's a spoiler for season 2 of Breaking Bad. You should have watched it by now.
Bubblebean, you want to give us a quick intro? I know you joined
Hi.
late. Welcome.
I've
Just
been
shout
here.
up whenever you get it.
Can you
Hello.
hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep.
Yeah, if you want to give an
Okay.
intro for yourself real quick while we're tallying
Cool.
scores and watching Poland try again.
Hold on, I'm gonna just add the Canada flag real quick. There we go. Hi,
Hello, Canada.
I am Bubblebean. Yeah, I write stuff too, but I don't post much of it. I'm less of a fan fiction author and more of a personal, almost published author.
Cool.
So yeah, hi. Yeah.
That's on that. Yeah. Oh man. Okay. So someone found the letter Q, which is way down in the alphabet. I was reading somewhere the other day that Q has no business being that high up in the alphabet. It really should be hanging out at the end with X, Y, and Z and all the other weird outcast goth letters. Q just it doesn't get to be up there with the normal vowels.
Yeah, who did decide the order of the alphabet?
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure the Phoenicians.
Pope.
Yeah, that has to do with
I mean,
history.
logically,
we
I
get the
knew
word
there was an
phonetics
actual
from.
answer. I didn't know you'd be able to just
There's an
whip it out.
an English primer that came out in the 16th century that said it in the
By the way, if you just do R_ and then the letter, you get the letter.
Yeah. Someone just managed to get in there quickly so that enough other people clicked on it. Nice though. Good to know. All right, so Q ran away with that by a long shot, and Poland and one tried to sum it up, and someone found a Discord icon, so that's close. Someone found a different Discord icon, but it was a question about Discord, so I don't think those are votes for either side.
There's a couple different 3 different pinkies.
All right, I saw one that someone kept asking a few more times. What happened to the zebras? Let's go with the non-FOE answer and come up with something else. Where are the zebras? More importantly, where are the zebras, and why did Zecora leave them? What's the thing with that?
Okay, I will. Or no, Mata, you go first, and then.
I was just going to say, so I don't want to take credit for this because I didn't come up with it, but just because I think it's interesting. At a panel, Lauren Foss said that her idea was that Zecora was actually a zebra from our universe.
Whoa!
which I
Interesting.
was like, yo, that's really cool.
She had no cutie mark, right? If I
Yeah,
recall
no, she
correctly.
didn't.
Well, she has a
She had
symbol
like
on
that
her
sun
flank.
thing, but
Yeah.
We do need to recognize that if Lauren Faust had been allowed to take the show to like season 7 or 8, it would have been TV-14 by the end, and they would have been like going through like paying taxes and doing all this stuff.
Yeah, but she would have done the other stuff she went. I remember, like, I mean, one of the things I put in one of my early fics was I had read something with Lauren Faust where she said she really wanted Viking caribou, but it was just too many types of species to start with in the early seasons. And I was like, Viking caribou, I'm in.
Sweet.
Sold. So I had to go make a bunch of Viking caribou in my stories.
Okay,
Because
so
I think it was
I
originally-
hope you're not talking about Fall of Equestria there.
No, I've
Oh,
never read Fall of Equestria. I've never read Fall of Equestria.
no, in case anyone needs to ask, no one is ever talking about Fall of Equestria, ever.
I've never read that. I'm talking about what Lauren Faust said and what I wrote like many years ago before that happened.
May I contribute an answer?
Yes,
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I have this whole backstory where my OC was sold into slavery as a child, and she was
As well
shipped
from
to
the first
Africa to be sold in the black market, and she was adopted by a zebra couple. Now, my version of where the zebras come from is Zebraca.
So
They're reverse slavers. That's what happened to the zebras. Well, like they're shipping
Africa.
to Africa instead of out of Africa. So, all right.
All right.
Other theories?
What I was going to start with is this is a legit, like, serious headcanon that I actually have that I just haven't had a chance to put in a story. Kind of
All right,
similar
so-
vibe. There is a Central Zebra Society somewhere, but the way that they utilize magic, instead of channeling it through horns or flight or anything like that, they channel it through poetry and through wordplay. So the reason Takora rhymes all the time is because that's literally how she expresses magic through her body.
Oh, that's really cool.
So, like, when zebras fight, it's man-on-man combat. It's something like a Cyrano de Bergerac vibe where they're fighting and
Epic rap battles of history.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
about to
it is
say,
essentially a rap battle at the same
really
time,
just
or but
take-
it's
just do a
got this
rap
rhythm
battle?
to it, and it's considered a sign both of like you can concentrate on this while you're also fighting, so you've got a lot of intellectual prowess, and you're also creative and able to move on. your
Have you ever
fingers.
played the Monkey Island games? You actually have to fight combat in there by being able to finish out rhyme schemes, and that's how you win fights in the game. So,
Yeah, it is basically that kind of vibe, but it's like you don't technically have to do it. For the fighting is still a fight. You still have to just punch somebody. But
I
then you
just
can
think
also,
about-
it's considered like the way you fight well is by also being able to rhyme at the same time.
We pulled out.
Raccoon, your mic is very quiet.
Oh, I am. I
That's
didn't
why we're
know
not
that.
being able to hear you.
So I just want to point out that we brought up a question about an African zebra, and y'all are going to rap battles and Monkey Islands and all these places that you really shouldn't be.
It's only racist if you think it's racist. I'm talking about a game called Monkey Island where they have
Yeah, the
rhyming
game
battles.
is
That's
literally
cool.
called.
Why do the zebras have to have rap battles?
I have a theory about
That's the way to
zebras.
phrase it. It's not. It doesn't take the form of like them, like what you think of when you think of a rap battle. It is more poetry than.
Yeah.
So it's based off of the fact that Sakura always rhymes.
I have a theory, but it takes 60,000 words, and I don't think we have time.
Well, you can say the title of that 60,000 words, and then we'll move on.
Give us a
Tell
title.
Lance to know about it.
Read out of context titles.
Oh, Lance.
All right, I've now got a complete set of the elements of harmony for the score, and a baguette, and Poland.
Oh,
So,
wait.
I must add the Canadian thing again.
That's important.
Yes.
the legit voters with the number 2 seem to be actually going for number 2, which was magic rhyming word. So they like your theory, Aquaman, and then everyone else has got to catch them all of the main 6. So
I'm going to catch them all right now.
Fair.
let's see. There were shout outs to Wakanda Forever. So Raccoon, you can talk to the audience before you talk to us about it. Let's see. What else we got for ideas? I'm trying to scroll back. There's a lot of stuff in here. If anyone else on the panel here, if you guys saw something that scrolled across, let me know. Who didn't get an intro yet? Nyronis, you want to quickly shout out?
Yeah, sure. So, hey guys, I'm Nyronis. I've been writing in the fandom since the end of season 2. I've been part of the fandom since the end of season 1. and I've been writing for a long time before that. I got a profile on FimFic. You can go check it out. I write just about everything, anything that comes to mind, although there are multiple sad horse stories about death. That is my bailiwick. I'll own that. Several essays I've written about writing theory and all that stuff. But yeah, just come give a look.
All right, cool. All right, here's one I like. This is always in my backup list of questions if the audience ever slows down. And someone more or less asked it outright. Shyfire asked, what happened to Derpy? I'm going to clarify and say, what caused Derpy's eyes to be the way they are? What's the history? That's what I'm asking. Not like later in the future what happened.
The history is your internet history. She saw it.
Bum, bum, bum.
She saw your Derpy Boru history. She saw what you're looking at it on Derpy Boru and FimFiction when you think that no one else is looking. What is wrong with you?
Guys.
Discovered bronies. Got it. All right.
The only logical answer here is I just don't know what went wrong.
No one knows. It just happened. Isn't that actually the canon though? Like there was I forget which episode. I think the one where Rainbow Dash's parents came in. They had those like flashback pictures of her rising up the podium for how well she was performing, but then there was also Derpy going down and her eyes slowly getting more skewed, and it was probably the darkest joke the show's ever made.
Oh yeah, no, where she was just progressively like each like
yeah, so I guess it was just a birth defect that just kept manifesting and low-key ruined what would have been a really great career. And that's a really dark joke
the most
for the show to
exciting one. Low-key birth defect. Let's come on. We can come up with better than that, guys.
I don't buy that one, but that is what the show seemed to imply.
The technical term is degenerative disorder. And while you're typing that, I just want to say I'm really always happy to see the Celestia emoji from the Emotive Ponies project, because I worked on that project and I started that project and I drew that emoji.
Oh well, congrats! That's cool. So on Derpy. So my theory is it's a cover. Anyone seen Harry Potter and know Mad Eye Moody? I think her second eye is fake, and it sees magic and all sorts of other hidden things. And she's in there with Agents of Smile, along with Bon Bon or Agent Sweetie Drops and the others, secretly protecting us from things while pretending to be a normal male pony. So that's my idea.
It's called From the Corner of Your Eye, I think. That fanfic.
Of course someone else did it, yeah. Of course somene's done it. Mine was called...
we recommended earlier, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good story.
Mine was called Agents of Alicorn... Well, it abbreviates ASS, but Agents of Alicorn Suppression Squad. And it was the episode I was writing. I was doing it like a TV show, and it was The Derpy Hooves Deception. Because for some reason I was naming all the chapters like episodes of The Big Bang Theory because I thought it was cool.
And we love you anyway.
That's really bold of you to admit you thought The Big Bang Theory was cool on stream like this.
Yeah. No, I thought the naming of the episodes was clever. I'm a horrible person, but I'm not that horrible.
And for the people at my last panel, the uncomfortable question that asks is that out of the corner of your eye asks is, what if there are monsters that are hiding just out of your vision and only Derpy can see them because she's moving one eye to look at them?
Well, she'd be safe from the Weeping Angels then, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Somber, you want to give a quick shout out, say hi real quick while we're waiting on vote tallies again?
Sure. So if you missed the previous panel, I'm Somber. I write a few short stories, Fallout Equestria Project Horizons, and a few happy little silly stories like Simply Rarity and One Last Snap. Most of them can be found. I'm currently working on a sequel to Project Horizons called Fallout Equestria Homelands, which actually deals with all the zebras.
Cool. All right, let's see here. Score-wise, we've got Twilight Sparkle with 2, 3 with 16, 2 with 5, Poland with 4, a spinning baguette. Someone found a spinning baguette. So instead of leak spin, we've got French spin. So I'm just going to guess that's a vote for Mad Eye Moody for the spinning. Number 3, yeah. By boring votes, Mad Eye Derpy wins. By French baguette, if the French team up with Canada, I guess that's enough. What's the word? Francophones to to make a good showing.
There's no way they would ever team up. They hate each other.
But they both speak French. Well, that little part of Canada.
I don't know that Quebec would agree with you.
The little part of Canada that wants to be France. Yeah.
Excuse me, we don't speak the same French. It's
I know.
French Canadian.
Because is that just normal? Is that just normal French, but with maple syrup on it?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Sure.
It's French before it was cool.
Mm. All right, I got a lot of upvotes for one that we've had every time I've done this panel, which is why I was avoiding it. Empress Jocker. It's a Polish name, so I can't say it. So anyway, the question is, we're going to go and do it again. What happened to AJ's parents? This gets asked every time I do this panel, but we will try it again and see if we can not get too dark. Remember, family friendly here.
They went out to the store for cigarettes, and the line was 18 years long.
I've got one.
God.
Bubble Beans next. What was yours, Aquaman? Sorry.
Mine was never mind.
It's supposed to be jokes. Yeah. Okay.
They went
Bubble
to
Bean,
the
go
stage
for
and
it.
became stars.
Okay, I have this extremely dedicated headcanon that they are not dead, that because of Bright Mac's Cutie Mark, he became a country music star, and they are off traveling all over the place, and their kids never see them, and that's why they're always sad, because they literally never ever see them and haven't seen them in years.
I now have like the chorus of Jolene repeating through my head. I was trying to think of like the saddest like 60s country song I could.
It's a really dark A Star Is Born crossover.
So they're just bad parents with a fetish for just bad parents in the country music scene. Isn't that Joe?
Yeah, they run a tiger farm in Oklahoma.
Okay. I have an alternative. Okay, so their planet was dying, and so they put their three tiniest, one newborn, one barely born, and one kind of child, all in a pod, and shot it to Equestria while their planet was destroyed by a red sun, which explains Big Mac's strength. I'm not sure about Applejack.
Oh, she's super strong too.
Yeah, they may have been cursed to just live in the combined apple and pear tree, and everyone treats it as a really, like fun and meaningful symbol of their love, but they're actually just stuck in there constantly yelling at them to stop being dramatic and get them out.
So we got bad country music parents versus, and they're still back on Krypton.
Wait. Okay, I just had the worst thought.
Please share it.
Oh, are you sure? We've had some bad thoughts in here.
Yeah, that wasn't my first thought.
What if they caught that fever and turned into the pear and the apple?
Oh no! I was just thinking that and thought, no, I'm not going to say that. That's too dark. But no. Oh, that song, Fluttershy Wants to Be a Tree.
If no one's going to say it, I will. They're dead. M.A. Larson killed them.
Personally, it was really violent.
Celestia banished them for some reason.
And then locked them up in the place she banished them to.
Yeah, she sent them to the other, everyone. She's like, oh my god, I don't know what they did, tax evasion or whatever. And then she just banned them to some other place.
Years down the road, Applejack's talking to Luna about her parents, just mentioning what they look like, and then Luna mentions, oh yeah, I saw them up on the moon.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They tried to leave it.
Did you not know that?
Lead an Earth pony.
All right, let's see what the scores look like here. We've got there's a guitar emoji someone has found, and we've got some dead radioactive Christmas trees. So we'll go for you're in the running apparently anyway with that second one, Bubble.
Yeah.
Let's see. So yeah, I don't know. We got an S. S is winning by a few.
There you go.
There's 4 people that voted for S. Superman. I get it. It's a vote for Superman and Krypton.
A rich duck. Oh my gosh.
Well, it looks like a radioactive dead Christmas tree is definitely that, along with a pineapple. So, yeah, congratulations. Mutant trees it is.
No actual apple.
It would explain a lot about Applejack. Like some other farmer comes over and he's like, hang on, you're just kicking them off the trees? That's impossible.
Well, she's just beating up her parents for all the abuse they gave her when she was younger.
It's how we've always done it.
All
fair now.
right. We got time for one last one. We got about 3 or 4 minutes left. So let's see if we got one last thing here.
Guys, ask a question.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, hey, I've got one.
Yep.
All right, so in the last episode, right, both of the princesses combine their 2 crowns and give it to like a Princess Twilight, right? So, and then they just go off and say, okay, we're going to go to like a Silver Shoals. So I guess it's kind of a 2-part question. Is one, hey, does that mean like a Twilight by herself raises the sun and the moon now? And 2, does that mean that the other 2 princesses lost all of their powers?
All right. We got time for 2 30-second theories.
No, because if they lost all their powers, they wouldn't be alicorns anymore. We've seen this. Right?
Alicorns forever.
Actually,
Well,
when
I
they gave
think-
us all the powers, they stayed alicorns.
Well, yeah, that's true too.
Well, so Twilight tried, and then they realized how bad she is at it, and they were like, "It's okay, we'll just do it." We want to still feel a little bit important, so they ate it because they feel special.
I've been told that the canon answer is that yes, that's what that was supposed to be. Was that the crowns are actually what give them that power or something? That doesn't make much sense.